It's time for another Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and this time around we're talking with Taylor McDonald, who is a counselor at Emerson Huff Elementary School. She is heading up a fund drive to try to reduce the big school lunch deficit that we have in the Newton Community School District, and it's a very interesting drive that was started by one of the churches here in town, and we'll get into that in just a couple moments. There's also a food pantry aspect that we'll discuss during this podcast also. But first of all, a word from our sponsors, including Newton Clinic. Want to thank them for getting involved with this Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast from the get-go, because they care about what's going on in the community. And March 30th, and if you're listening to this on Tuesday, it was yesterday, National Doctors Day. And on their Facebook page, they say, yesterday, hey, we wanted to take the time to recognize the dedication, compassion, and expertise of our physicians who care for patients every single day. They say, thank you for the difference you make in our lives and the lives of our families and our community on National Doctors Day. And of course, spring is here, and it's the perfect time for a health reset. If you've been putting off your annual physical or wellness visit, now is a great time to check in. Preventative care helps you stay ahead of your health all year long. Spring into great health at Newton Clinic. Another fine sponsor is Ryan's Tire and Auto on First Avenue in Newton. At Ryan's Tire and Auto, they take pride in delivering more than just tires and vehicle maintenance. They provide an unwavering commitment to great service every single time. As a locally owned and operated small business, they understand the importance of building lasting relationships with their valued customers. Their team of dedicated professionals is passionate about automobiles and is committed to going the extra mile for you. And I got to tell you from personal experience, I have a Hyundai Elantra that was sitting not being run over the winter months. And of course, what happened over the winter months? The battery died. And Ryan came over personally after work and put in a new battery for me. And it's running like a top now, just getting me to and from WHO for my early morning gig in the morning. So thank you to Ryan for getting that taken care of. He does a good job. Another fine sponsor is Johnson Aviation, located at the Newton Airport. They have a big special going on. If you're interested in flying, an introductory flight lesson, only $75 at Johnson Aviation through mid-April. Again, $75 for an introductory flight lesson. You can get behind the co-pilot's seat, and they'll show you the ropes, take you up in the plane. And Ethan and the gang will be glad to show you around the airport and take you up in that and let you fly around Newton a little bit and show you what that's like. $75 introductory flight lesson there. Johnson Aviation going on through mid-April. Check it out. Another fine sponsor, of course, is Wesley Life Park Center. They took care of my sister in the last years of her life, and they did a great job. I recommend them highly. Get a hold of Lisa Zylstra there. You can pursue your joy at Park Center by offering living options across a continuum. Park Center provides vital, enriching environments for everyone, a community for healthy living focused on holistic health and well-being. Their programming enhances emotional, intellectual, and spiritual wellness and enables you to live a life that's healthier in every single way at Park Center. Park Center is really at home in Newton, with many residents and team members having lived in their lives. To learn more about Park Center's different levels of living and to find a lifestyle that's right for you, contact Lisa Zylstra at 641-791-5000, 641-791-5000. And they will soon be opening a new office in downtown Newton with Wesley Life at Home, and we'll be talking about that soon too. So Wesley Life at Home will be opening up a brand new division real soon. And again, we're going to be doing a podcast about that real soon also. So make sure you get in on that. Wesley Life doing a great job. So I want to thank them for their sponsorship. Another fine sponsor of the Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast is Advantage Credit Union.
If you've been fouled by your financial institution, then blow the whistle. This is Coach Miles from Advantage Credit Union with some one-on-one for a financial victory. At ACU, you're treated like you own the team because you actually do. Advantage Credit Union offers great deposit rates. You actually earn interest instead of paying a monthly fee at you know where.
Make shot, good!
If you live or work in Jasper County or 18 other central Iowa counties, you are eligible to join. Visit us in downtown Newton or online at acuiowa.org. It's a game winner at ACU.
Member NCUA.
It's time for an Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and with me today is Taylor McDonald, who is with Emerson Huff School. She's a counselor here, and they're doing a food drive. And I'm so excited about this because I've done podcasts with Captain Tim from the Salvation Army, with Micah, who provides food for the food insecure in Poweshiek County. And I know that the need is great all over the place for people who are food insecure, and they're doing that here at Emerson Huff School. And is the food drive underway, or are you just getting started with it, Taylor?
So, kind of getting started. It's kind of actually through our church, First Presbyterian Church. I just have the connection with the school district, being the school counselor at Emerson Huff. And we are hoping to just kind of break away at our deficit as a school district with, we have about $20,400 of negative food balance, meal balances, as a whole school district. And that was as of mid-February. So we are hoping, our church mission committee thought, let's kind of do a challenge to see if we can help our families in the Newton Community School District.
So that is school district wide,
Yes.
a $20,000 deficit?
Yes.
That is incredible.
Yep. And that was as of mid-February, and we're almost in April now. So I'm sure that has grown.
So it's a food drive, but
Money, not food items.
okay. So
Yep.
you're asking for funds.
Yes, correct.
I see.
Yep,
Okay.
yep,
All right.
yep.
So how can people help out with these funds?
So we, on our school website, we actually have a link that you can go into and, just through your phone or on your computer, just donate, or you can go to the school office and at EJH Beard, and you can walk in and donate that way, or send a check. And there is a fund that it just goes into, and then at the end of the school year, they help to pay that off.
So if you go in and donate, can you put it on your debit card or credit card then?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so, because that's how, when we sign our kids up and stuff, we can do that on our debit card. So,
Where did this idea come from anyway, Taylor?
First Presbyterian Church Mission Committee, we like to help our community in lots of different ways. We have some ramp building. We do Days for Girls, which Chris kind of talked about in the newspaper a little bit. We are making the mats out of the plastic Hy-Vee sacks, the mats for homeless. So just lots of different ways that we like to help our community. And this idea kind of just came up because they asked, how can we help? Is there a need for help with our students in the Newton Community School District? And so we kind of brainstormed. I reached out and asked, is there the need for the help with the lunch accounts? And like I said, that was kind of mid-February. And at that time, we were $20,400 in the hole. So that need is great.
Why do you think that 20,000? I mean, that's a lot. Why is it so depleted?
Life is expensive. As you know, life is expensive. And we do have some families that have filled out the forms for the free and reduced lunch. I do think that we need some more families to fill that out. But I know that takes time, and sometimes that's there's lots of barriers for that as well. But yeah, life is expensive, and I think sometimes families have to make the choice. Do I keep the lights on at home, or do I add a few dollars into my kids' lunch account? And that's not an easy choice, I know. But so I think that's a big reason. And luckily, we are so blessed with wonderful people in our school district. And because you hear those horror stories of, in other states and other places where the kid only gets a cold sandwich or they go hungry, and we do not do that in Newton. We, no matter what, doesn't matter if you have money in your account or not, you are eating. So we are blessed and grateful for people in our district that allow that. So and then it just starts to add up, and pretty soon, when it's daily and it's a few dollars every day, that adds up pretty quickly.
So specifically in this particular drive, you're looking for cash.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
But not to be confused,
Yep.
you also have food pantry.
We do. We do.
Tell us about that, Taylor.
Yes. We have a fabulous partnership with the Des Moines Food Bank, and we have for years. The change kind of happened around COVID because we did what we called Backpack Buddies, and those went home with students on Fridays, and it was a bag kind of just filled with things in case adults weren't in the house, or they were working or doing lots of different things, where the students were able to just eat what was in the bag. So sometimes it was a jar of peanut butter or maybe an Easy Mac container. Then we saw the need of our district shift away from the Backpack Buddies, still with the Des Moines Food Bank. Now we have the food pantries. And so the elementary buildings, and I know the middle school and West have the food pantry where a couple times a month we can put in an order, and that has just the ability for a wider variety of food for our families. So we have some refrigerated items, frozen items, and then also some shelf-stable items. And often they do have some fresh fruits and vegetables that we can choose from. So the families just kind of come in and say that this is a need for them. And different schools kind of run it differently based on who runs it. But usually a couple times a month, families are able to come in and pick up some items from the food pantry. Mm-hmm. And so, we've had lots of different partnerships. I know our basketball teams have helped with some food drives. I know they've been visible at Hy-Vee, and they do some food drives for our food pantries, and then they help share those out. So that's been awesome too.
Well, there's food drives all over the place going
Yes.
on. And of course, I've talked to, as I mentioned at the outset, I talked to Captain Tim.
Yep.
I know Discover Hope is doing
Yep.
a food drive also. The school system's doing a food drive, and
Yep.
Micah. And speaking to all of these people, when the SNAP benefits ended for a
Yeah.
while, that really put a damper on things.
Very much so.
And so, even though the SNAP benefits have continued now,
Mm-hmm.
I think the whole system is trying to rebound from that.
Correct.
And so I think probably you're seeing
Yes.
some of the residual effects from that also.
Yep.
So no child should go to bed hungry.
No, exactly. That's what I was going to say as well. Bottom line is, whether it's an actual food drive or the money drive to help with the lunch accounts, no child should fear going hungry, like you said as well.
Definitely so.
And I know as a district, we try to help with that in the summer with the meal pickups. But you'll see, it's clearly a need because that line gets long quickly.
Yeah.
And sometimes they run out before everyone is able to go through the line. So kind of like you said, I think the food drives are going to continue to be a need.
Yeah, definitely so. Well, our podcasts usually go a little bit longer than this, but to stretch it out and to make sure that people know what
Yeah.
they need to do, tell folks how that they can contribute to this cause. I maybe there's a way they can through the school system and also through the church.
Yeah, so they can reach out to First Presbyterian Church, and we are happy to have them drop off any money or checks to the church specifically, or to the Newton Community School District.
Now let me stop you right there, Taylor. If you were to drop off a check at the church, what would you make it out to?
No matter what, whether it's to the church or the school district, it would be to the Newton Community School District,
Okay.
and then you can put in the memo that it's for lunch accounts.
Lunch account.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. And First Presbyterian Church, like I said, is an option, or the Newton Community School District at EJH Beard. And I know if you walk in, any of those wonderful ladies can help you with that.
Kelly Sorensen.
Yes,
She
Kelly
might give you a
Sorensen.
hard time. If she gives you a hard time, you give her a hard time.
Well,
okay?
exactly. If she doesn't give you a hard time, she might not be feeling
Let
well.
me tell you about Kelly Sorensen just real quick.
Yes.
My home away from home when I first moved back to Newton years ago was at Okoboji Grill.
Oh.
And she was the funniest bartender you ever met. and now she's working for the school system, and she is just the best of the
Oh,
best.
absolutely.
I love Kelly, so I'm going to put in a plug for her. So if you
Absolutely.
see her there, make sure you razz her and tell them Jamie sent you.
Perfect.
Okay.
We love that.
Anyway, go ahead, Taylor. I
No,
don't mean to interrupt.
I need you all to flood Kelly now. Perfect. I was going to say at the Newton Community School District, you can go to 1302 First Avenue West, or you can call and they could help too. And that's 641-792-5809.
All right, fantastic. And if you should happen to go to the store and pick up some extra canned goods and non-perishable items, just drop them off at the school.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, any of your elementary schools would be very accepting. The Berg Middle School and West, yep, we would love it.
All right. Okay, good. Did we cover all the bases?
I believe so.
Anything
Yeah.
else?
No, I just think our church's mission committee, our hope was just kind of we hoped kind of doing the challenge to other churches, would maybe help get the ball rolling. Chris has been wonderful with doing a story in the paper. I'm happy to be sitting here with you, hoping we can reach more people.
I wouldn't want Chris Braunschweig to scoop me on anything, so that's why I want to make sure all the bases are covered.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And yeah, we're just hoping to not only challenge obviously the churches, that's where we started since our idea started with our church, but just challenge our community to just help out our kids, because like you said, no child should go to bed hungry or be fearful of where their next meal is.
Yeah, and by the way, let me tell you about Taylor's parents, mom and dad.
Yes.
Taylor's mom and I go way back to school days. She was a year ahead of me in school.
Oh, so she was older than you. Let's make sure we get that down.
Actually, I told you this when we got started. I don't think the school system does this much anymore, but I was held back in fourth grade.
Yes.
You could say flunked if you want, because my parents, their hearts were in the right place because my math skills were not good, but I should have graduated with your mom.
Okay.
But I did with my class, which is okay and everything. But I always knew your mom because I think she was in the homecoming court, and she was very popular, and it was Tony Kimmel. She's
Yes.
Tony Pesca now.
Yep.
But we've known each other. We bought our house through your mom.
Oh, yep,
And
yep.
she's just the best of the best. We've served on several
Yes.
committees together and whatnot, and she's a realtor here in town.
Mm-hmm.
And your dad, now Lynette, my sweetie, used to work with your mom
Yep,
and dad at
yep.
Newton Manufacturing. And when
Yep.
they closed down, Lynette was without a job and for about a month. And then your dad asked my sweetie, Lynette, to come to work for Halo in
okay.
the sales department.
yep.
And she's been with Halo ever since. So
perfect.
she would have been without a job if your dad had not have asked her to come to work in sales at Halo. So your parents are just A+ in my book.
They're pretty great.
They are. And you're pretty great.
Well, thank you.
Being a school counselor. And
Thank
I told you
you.
this at the outset before we got started. I don't know what I would have done without my school counselors going through school. So thanks for doing what you
yes,
do.
I love it.
And again, help out with this cause. Bring your checks in to either the First Presbyterian
Yep,
Church,
First Presbyterian Church,
or
yep.
into the schools,
Yep,
and
absolutely.
mark it for the food
Lunch accounts.
lunch account,
Yep.
And help out with this great cause, because
please.
the kids should not go to bed hungry at night. What'd you say, $20,000 in the red?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As of February.
Yeah.
Yep. 20,400.
It's just really a sad situation. So
Yep.
let's help these kids and these families out.
Yes, please.
Bless you for doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much, and thank you for helping get our story out. So hopefully we can start next year off fresh.
Yep. All right. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of Out and About with Jamie Grout. This podcast also sponsored by Lynette Baker, Halo Branded Solutions, Westside Java Coffee Bar, Maid Ride in downtown Newton, and Jersey Freeze in Monroe. Until next time, Grout is out. See ya.